Hi there. I thought that I would make this video because I know sometimes it can be hard for us to think up some new ideas of what to do in our Sims games. And so I thought I would just share this list I have come up with for myself. So I've got all these things written down. And there might just be something here that you haven't thought of and you want to try out. Some of these things may not be new to you either. Most probably not. And if not, then I just had the same idea as somebody else. So I'm not trying to steal anyone else's ideas. I'm just here to share. So hopefully this list will be useful for someone. I've just started a new save and I've just downloaded some new lots from the gallery to play with just for this video so that you guys have something to watch whilst I go through some of these ideas with you. This list isn't in any particular order. I've just written them down as soon as I thought of them. So let's begin. I've got number 1. If you find that you are stuck in Kaz, create a sim, and you don't know what sim family to bring to life, why not focus on you? Make a sim that looks like you. Choose clothes, makeup, aspirations, likes, dislikes, that all match yours. And you don't have to stop there. You could also make your children or create their dads. So hopefully you can get pregnant and give birth to them in your game. You could make all of your friends, your family, enemies, make whatever neighborhood you move into look as similar as possible to your actual neighborhood in real life. And you could even try and make the buildings as realistic as you can, so that when you do play them, it will be like your real life, but in The Sims. And you can play realistically, or you can live out your own personal dreams and fantasies in your own little virtual reality of your world you have created. And tip number 2. Think about what you like to watch on TV or at the cinema. What films do you like? Do you like horror? Do you like adventure? What are your favourite films? What books do you like to read? Maybe you can create some of your storylines from these in your Sims 4 game, or at least come up with some ideas in relation to those things that you love to read and watch. Number 3. If you don't have many or all of the expansion or game packs, that's okay. You can still have a lot of fun. You could learn to mod. I learned through Google. Adding mods and custom content to your game can create a lot of extra drama and gameplay ideas for your games. And remember, if something you want to try out in your game isn't available to you because you don't have a pack or an expansion, why not see if you can download it or something similar from the gallery? Or you could just try and build it yourself. I don't have the seasons, I don't have cottage living, I don't have island living, and I've always wanted to try out a desert island challenge. And so I made my own island. It's not a proper island, it's just a lot with walls around it, some land with pool water around it, lots of plants, fishing pond, some sand, and a base game tent I downloaded. It's called Flimsy Tent, and a few other bits. It's not a real island, and each time I log into that save file, I find that my Sims have escaped But I just pop them back in, and in my imagination, it is an island, and I can pretend that they are stuck there. Now, this is The Sims, and you can try and create anything you like. And if you can't, or you are stuck, ask Google. You may find that someone has made it before, or something similar, or you may find that there are some mods or CC that can help. Number 4. Experiment with different households and create different storylines for each of them. So if you get bored or just want a break from one household, you have a few other different families to jump on and play. You could also make new saves as well with different houses, different community lots. For example, the households I've got in one of my save files, I've got one lot where I've trapped everybody on a desert island. I'm planning to keep them there until only one sim is left alive. This is twisted and morbid, I know, but it's just a game. It's not real life, and it's okay, right? I mean, surely I'm not the only one that experiments with trapping sims and seeing who survives. Am I? So that's one household I've got. I've got a single parent sim that has 7 toddlers. She's living off the grid, and she has no home and no money, and she has to basically build her house. What else have I got? I've got another save where it's another rags to riches kind of storyline where the sim has just moved to town. She also had no money or no house, but she has some dreams and desires that I'm hoping to help her fulfill. I also have another desert island I made, base game, where there are a man and a woman stuck on this island. They don't know each other, but I'm hoping that they're going to fall in love and have a baby, and then I'm going to have to get them to try and raise the baby on the island. So yeah, just make complete different storylines for each of your households, and you can just play whichever one you fancy, depending on what mood you're in. Alright, number 6. One thing I do when I'm bored is I try to do something I'm not good at, which is, in my case, building. No matter how much I try, I seriously suck at it. But I still like to try, and I do enjoy it. If I can manage to get an actual building together, then that's an achievement. I mean, I spend hours, and I mean a lot of hours, trying to work out how I'm going to decorate the outside, the garden, the interior. And then I get on to who's going to live there, what will they be like, and how will they live out their lives in this house I've created for them. And so then I head off to Kaz to create a family. And lastly, I have to move them in and start to play. I mean, I need to know how it all works, if everything's functional. Yeah, I have been known to play the whole night away when I start a new house build. Number 7. Instead of making your Sims go to work and live regular lives, try making it difficult for them. You can follow other Sims challenges, or you can adapt to them or make up your own. You can make them play off the grid with no electricity or running water. You can give them only a grill for cooking, and they can only eat what they've, grown or caught themselves, depending on what pack you've got. Give them only one meal a day and see if they can survive. And you could move them onto a lot, but bulldoze the house, make them earn money, and get them to build their own house and buy the things they need as they go along. This rag to riches way of playing is my personal favourite. I find that seeing if my Sims can survive is my favorite kind of gameplay. Number 8. If you are someone like me who loves family gameplay, change up the dynamics. Instead of boy meets girl, falls in love, gets married and then has a baby, why not download a mod like Risky Woohoo or Wicked Whims or Wonderful Whims and see how many babies they can have in a short duration of time, and if they can manage to keep them all from getting taken away. Or try just a one-parent family, or try something super challenging like one parent with 7 infants or 7 toddlers. And there are also mods out there that will allow you to have more than 8 Sims in a family as well. Or you could do the opposite of family gameplay and just try playing as a single Sim or a single couple and just play out their lives, just earning money, socializing, taking vacations, and just living stress-free with no one to worry about but themselves. Number 9. There are apps and websites where you can make wheel spins, or you could make your own, or you could make a lucky dip box where you just write your ideas down and then pick one out at random. So you could start off one to decide how many adults is in your family, how many toddlers. You could then make a wheel to decide what their clothes will be like, makeup, hair. A wheel spin to decide if they are going to be rich or start off with nothing, where they are going to live, small house, big house, etc., etc. The list can literally go on and on and on. You can do a wheel spin for everything, and this creates some different storyline ideas and it gives your Sims gameplay a big refresh. Number 10. If you have the money and your device, whatever you're playing The Sims on, can handle it, why don't you buy a new game or expansion pack? Game pack, not new game. You then already have instant gameplay. With the new items and the new map, you can add a lot of new builds and gameplay ideas to your list. You can even recreate some of the ideas you played out before you had the pack. For example, when I finally get Island Living, the first thing I'm going to be doing is recreating my Desert Island Challenge and starting that again. Number 11. Play survival games. The Can My Sim Survive or Can My Sim Manage to Achieve whatever you have set out for them type of games. These ideas are kind of morbid, but I know a lot of Simmers like that sort of gameplay. So you could get a pen and paper to keep tab and stick as many Sims as you want in one room with nothing in there but easels and the Sims. Set a time limit. For example, if you choose 24 Sim hours, let the game play for 24 Sim hours, and whoever has made the most from painting cells wins. Or you could make it not morbid and put basic essentials in the room with them, like a toilet, bed, and food. And then whoever wins from the most painting cells after the 24 Sim hours, you can get to play with them and give them a new life. You could put Sims in a swimming pool and see who survives. That's a very common one. Make them just keep swimming, remove the ladder, and build a wall around it so they can't get out, make them keep swimming. And put Sims in a house with just one toilet, one bed, and one meal a day, 3 times a day. I didn't explain that right. What I meant is just 3 meals. Oh my god. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, you're only going to give them 3 meals at 3 different times of the day. I think that's explained properly now. And place those meals in a different room each time, or even in the garden, and just see who gets to those meals first and eats, and just see who survives at the end of it. I don't know if this one is possible, it's just something I thought of. Make a house where every room is mainly a swimming pool with a tiny bit of space for the furniture, and make all the Sims hate fitness. So basically, you need to make a house where they are swimming nearly everywhere. And whoever gets to level 10 fitness first escapes and can start a new life. Build or move your Sims into a 2-story house. Get your Sims to meet everybody in that neighborhood and download, I think it's called the More Party Guests mod. It's a mod that lets you have as many, well, I don't know if it lets you have as many people. The one I have allows you to have 200 guests, but you want as many guests as possible. Go back home and throw a party event. Invite as many Sims as you think your game can handle. Now, once everyone has arrived, set up the party in an upstairs room and lock all the doors so they can't get out, and get them to hopefully start a fire in one of the upstairs rooms and just see if they all die, or if they manage to put the fire out. If they do put the fire out, you will still have gameplay, as they will all be stuck in the house. Have 8 or more Sims if you have mods that allow you in one house with them all locked in. I'm going to do that again. Have 8 or more Sims. If you have the mod that allows you to have more, then you can have more than 8. So you want all these Sims in one house, and they must all be locked in. And you can make the house as evil or as normal as you like. You can feed them or not. The only rule is you are not allowed to control any of them for the time limit you have set yourself. And it can be very interesting seeing what Sims try to do for themselves without you controlling them. See if they can manage. And to make this even more challenging, you could throw in some hot-tempered Sims, some infants, some toddlers, some children. Have a Google and see what other Sim players are doing for survival gameplay, and try some of them. Number 12. Make the most hot-tempered, antisocial, introverted Sim as you can. Set them a challenge, whether it's to reach 10 close friends, or get married, or raising a happy and close-knit family. It's very easy to get hot-tempered Sims and loner Sims to make enemies, and I find it much more challenging to try and get other Sims to actually like them. Number 13. Change the types of houses your Sims live in. If you are used to big houses, choose or build a tiny small house or an apartment. There are many in the gallery. Or you could live in a trailer or set up a tent with little buildings around it for the toilet and kitchen, etc. Or make multiple houses on one big lot that join onto one communal garden, and move families in that you know will clash because of their different personalities. number 14. Move one new sim into an empty lot and give them a hard challenge. They are not allowed to have a career or any loan, no Findom mods, no Sugar Baby mods. Set their money to 0, and you can set whatever lifespan you want, but I personally always play on long life, and they can only make money from creativity, so painting, fishing, gardening. The ways available to you to make money depends on what Sims 4 expansion packs you have. And after you have moved your Sims into an empty lot, give them the challenge of having to make money to build and furnish their house and a garden. The tricky part is they only have 24 sim hours to build each room. So you're building each room at a time. It can be a 1-floor or multiple floor house, that's up to you. One tip is you can build whatever room in any order that you like. So if you think you're gonna make less money at the beginning until you build your skills up and start making more money. So I would try to start off with basic rooms first that you think won't cost a lot, or the garden or something. So for example, if you start with the kitchen, they will have 24 sim hours to make enough money to then make the walls, windows, interior, furniture, all the decoration, everything that you need for a kitchen. You are allowed to choose which room you want to build and decorate after the 24 hours is up, so you can judge what room might be easier with the amount of money you have earned for that day. You are allowed to pause in the game. Say, for example, if you want to stack up what you want your sim to do in a row. Right, and once the 24 hours is up, they must stop trying to make money, and then they must start building and decorating as much of their chosen room, and that's how the room must stay. No extra money can be added with cheats. They then have just 24 sim hours to make money to build the next room. And after they have a kitchen, a living room, an office/games room, a bathroom, and at least 2 bedrooms and a garden, the challenge is over. And then you can make them live in that house, whether it's finished or not. I feel this is a very hard challenge because not only will 24 sim hours go by very quickly, seeing as they have to build their skills up and they have to rest and eat and socialize and all that, building and decorating can be very expensive. And this is actually the challenge I'm going to be doing in one of my upcoming videos, and I'm very excited. Very excited for the results of my house because I suck at building at the best of times without the added pressure of not having access to unlimited money. Well, that's all I can think of right now. As I said, some of these may have been done before. These are just ideas that popped into my head. I'm not trying to copy anyone else's work. If I do think up any more ideas, I will make a part 2 video. And I hope there is something here that some of you found useful. I'm new to Sims YouTube. I'm not new to Sims. I've been playing Sims for a very long time, over 20 years. But I am new to Sims YouTube, and this is my new account for The Sims, and I would love it if some of you would give me a like and a subscribe, and I do thank you if you do. And bye for now.